Alright, this is going to be a short demonstration with how to get started with your digital art journal entries using the um, paper that we made before. So if you remember a while back, we made our paper a couple of class periods ago before the Thanksgiving breaks. I had you guys make different papers using the custom brushes in Photoshop, and I feel like this is a really good starting ground for how to get started with your digital art journals, in order to create of a complete piece of art. So in order to get started, you're just going to go to File, New, and we're just going to get the correct dimensions that we need for your work. So you're going to go to Photo on top, and we're just going to do a landscape 4x6. I'm going to click Create for that. So you're going to have landscape to work with. It's going to be basically the long horizontal picture. And if you want, you can stretch it out a little bit more. I always like to stretch it a little bit more than you need. Basically, all you're going to do is you're just going to go to your folder, and you should have saved your backdrops as JPEG files. So you can just click and drag that JPEG file onto your workspace. And I'm just going to just hold the Shift key and enlarge it. Even if you want to, you can stretch and skew it too a little bit. We're just going to fill up that whole space though. Alright, so we have this backdrop to start off with, and there's a couple of different ways you can use this backdrop to get started with your digital art journal entries. One thing you can do is, if you want to, you can go to the toolbar, click on these three circles here, look for the rectangle tool, and I'll just make the rectangle tool just like a white color. Or if you want to, you could do like an off color too. Well, maybe I might want to make it this like tan color, this yellow tan color. The way we would do that though is you can use whole Option key and just eyedrop that yellow tan color. And we can just create like little squares or rectangles in the space. So maybe I want to click one like right here, and maybe like one over here. That's gonna be like most of the space. So having these boxes, having things kind of like figure it out. I'm doing auto select so I can just kind of move around. And you can always resize if you do Command T as in turtle, resize it, move it around. So this helps to organize the space, and this backdrop's like just like a nice little background for your work. And other options too is you can change the opacity of these shapes. And one thing I love about these digital art journal entries is like the multiple layers you can add to the work of art. So you can create like a tan color for it, and just start like adding different things on top of it. So we can add the balloon here. And this is just a balloon I found on the internet. Some of these pictures are actually cut out though. So if you want to save some time, you can actually look for some PNG files that'll have it cut out for you. You can have like these things on top. Maybe I want to rotate it a little bit. Have it down here. So maybe I want to do just like the original picture I had before. And duplicate the copy. So basically you're just using like everything that we've learned thus far to create your design for your journal entry. You kind of get the idea though. We're just kind of like designing the space now. And I'm just going to merge these all together. Merge. Oh, really? I can't merge the layers? Oh, interesting. Alright, that's fine though. We have like these spaces to work with. You can add your drawings too from before. So I'm kind of going through this quickly, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys like the motions on like what you would do so you get started working on it. Just going back to the backdrops again. Have a little head on that. You can do like boxes that'll make it a little bit more organized. Or another thing you can do too is if you don't want to do boxes, I'm not really a big fan of boxes, but some of you guys like to have things a little bit more organized. I actually like to use the brushes to kind of create like my own boxes. So going down here, maybe I'll use I think I'll use this one here. Okay, this is an interesting pattern here. So I'm just kind of like draw like white areas in my page. Maybe I can just do like a big white area in the middle here. This kind of gives it more of like an art look to it when you kind of create your own boxes. And I did this on a new layer, so if I wanted to, I can actually change the opacity down a little bit. That way I can still show a little bit more of like that what's under there. And then from there you can incorporate your images, pictures. So this is all like in the previous video before, but you're gonna basically cut this out. Actually, let me cut them out individually. So image adjustments, levels, fix the levels first. Cut the images out separately. So baby, go back on the original layer, cut this one out, and I'm just copy and pasting these, and then the trees. And again, you guys won't move this quickly. I'm just just going through the motions on showing you like what you'll end up doing with your own work. I'm gonna hide this. Now my baby layer, I'm just gonna resize it. Let's do Command T. This guy looks interesting like this. If you wanted to make it like see-through though, you would click on that. I might play around with that a little. So let me click on normal. Maybe I might want to like erase the edges a little bit. So you have like a lot of artistic freedom with like how you want to incorporate your design, the drawing. I'm not a big fan of that. Actually, I might just make it see-through. Just keep things simple. So, we're gonna resize it. This is like almost like the way I designed it in my sketch before. You can see though like how you're gonna like make these design choices in your picture, and you might have to like change, move things around. It's almost like you're doing like a scrapbooking in a way with these these pictures, these images, in order to get like a good design, a good look for your picture. Because like at this point now, it's like we have everything kind of like drawn out or figured out in the picture. Now we're just kind of like figuring out how to design your space for your digital, for your journal entry. All right.